One of the most oops. One of the most important things you could do is to go out there and live. I know being locked in is good and it's great and be disciplined, but like you have to live. I just got back from going to a semifinal World Cup game. I didn't know I was going 3 days ago. I just went. And I don't even have this message of like, oh, I met this crazy person and this happened. Like, no, it's positive to your creativity to live. Once you realize that your value isn't only in your hard work, but is also in your mind being at peace, which therefore gives you ideas, which therefore allows you to make progress beyond just doing the work every day, then you'll realize you got to go out there and live. Not to mention your purpose in terms of things happening because of your living on earth is beyond your explanation. So sometimes you are helping somebody more than you can imagine by doing something that doesn't seem productive. Sometimes you just smiling and saying, hey, how's your day? Is changing someone's life, which then is changing someone else's life from their life being changed, and there's a ripple effect. We don't understand our purpose. You have to live, bro. And if you don't, you're really not having gratitude for the people that brought you to this point. One thing I like to think about is like, man, my grandparents, the people before me that I don't even know, my ancestors that work hard, that really did a lot, didn't do all that just so I would work. No, they did that so I'd be happy. But what's crazy is when you do stuff to be happy, it allows you to naturally be more productive, allows you to naturally create more ideas, to have more innovation, to you know what I'm saying? When you're not happy, it's harder to work hard. It's harder to think of a good idea. And it's harder to freely think. I think one of the things that's super important is to have a mind that's kind of empty, that's flowing. When you're filled with so much, you're thinking too much. It's hard to, you get like writer's block or whatever it is, not just writing or blocking whatever. You're getting blocked because your mind isn't empty. Your mind is filled with, if you just go out and live, you stop thinking for a while and you're just like so enthralled in a moment. We have to allow ourselves to decode our brains to be thinking so much. One of the things I was reading a book recently was that back in the day before like humans evolved, we didn't have, I don't know, it's something frontal lobe or something, I don't know. And we couldn't think about the future as much as we can. You know what I mean? Like right now, we can imagine and see like a possibility, right? We didn't have that ability as much. And so while it's allowed us to evolve, it's also allowed us to like really mess ourselves up with the ability to just live in the moment. You know what I mean? Like, look at your dog. The dog is the most present person on earth because he ain't got no problems, bro. Because he can't even think about them, really. All he's thinking about is, how am I get some food today? You feel me? And so I think it's super important that we do things that allow us to empty our brain. So you have to be spontaneous. You have to take leaps of faith. You have to just go and do stuff. And what's crazy is what I've realized is when you do that, it brings a different level of energy when you go back into the lab to do whatever you got to do. And so, yeah, go do something, man. And take notes because you'll be surprised. Like I got a whole book story that I'm going to put in my future book from being at it. Now I could have locked in and tried to write and do stuff, or I can live and then have a cool story that maybe changes someone's life in 2150. You know what I mean? After I'm dead, because this one story related to them. But because I wasn't locked in, people will say I'm not locked in. But no, I went to a World Cup game and had an amazing experience once in a lifetime. And I got a new story for my book. You have to live, especially as a creative. So, yeah, I don't know. Just want to get that out there. Like, comment, subscribe. I don't know.